I raise my fist to signal my group of riders to stop. What is it, Tavnar? Tavnar's eyes lock onto yours, intensity burning behind them. He tilts his head slightly, listening. There's something off up ahead near the village path. Can't quite put my finger on it. He squints, his eagle mimicking the gesture, its piercing cry echoing softly. Lysar's arrow remains steady, aimed into the underbrush. Eldar's hand rests on his sword hilt, prepared to draw. Korvar's face contorts, suspicion etched deep. The forest seems to hold its breath, the only sound the soft rustling of leaves. No birds sing, no small creatures scurry. An unsettling stillness hangs over the forest like a shroud waiting to drop. I exhale lightly, lower my fist, and gesture for my group to keep moving forward before turning towards Tavnar. We're close to the village in question. It's normal to hear activity. Let's continue. We must keep them informed of the danger that awaits them on the steppe. Tavnar nods, his jaw clenched. He clicks his tongue, urging his horse forward. The eagle spreads its wings, flying ahead, watching the trees intently. The rest of the riders follow suit, their senses heightened. You lead them cautiously, the tension palpable. As you emerge from the denser part of the forest, the village comes into view. Smoke rises lazily from chimneys, mingling with the mist. But something feels askew. The village should be bustling, especially given the recent demand for timber. Instead, there's an unusual quiet. Eldar leans closer, his voice barely above a whisper. Kalar, where is everyone? We move forward a few dozen more meters. Then the forest suddenly opens into a clearing. The village of Yugyr finally appears before us. Dark wooden houses and low stone buildings arranged around a wide central space. Smoke rises from several hearths, but there is nothing peaceful in it. No laughter, no children running, no songs, only hurried figures. Villagers, many of them. They rush back and forth, loading sacks, chests, baskets onto overfilled carts. Others dismantle tools, unhook hides, stack whatever they can save. Fear is etched on every face. We dismount at the edge of the clearing. Several villagers freeze when they see us. Suspicion, then relief, then worry again. A woman pulls a child tightly against her chest. A man nearly drops what he's carrying. I step forward slowly, hands open. Greetings, I am Kalar. We are Boldum scouts. We come from the Royal Military Camp along the Valamir Way. We came because we never received the timber you were meant to deliver, but on the road we understood why, unfortunately. At the mention of the name, a murmur ripples through the village. At the center of the clearing, I see it. A low stone reconstruction, carefully carved. The Valamir Way, reduced in scale with its curves, its milestones, its stylized bridges. A tribute, a frozen memory of what their ancestors once built. I understand immediately. These people come from there. They never forgot. A man finally steps forward, middle-aged, worn down, his face marked by sleepless nights. You arrived too late for the wood, and just in time for everything else. I clench my jaw. The convoys were massacred on the steppe by Zarach riding Outracker. A shiver runs through the crowd. We already know, he says, but something is more urgent. They're coming. The half-blood, one day, two at most. He has already subdued the villages north of Bramir, those who resisted. He stops, takes a long pull from a flask of strong alcohol. I look around. Women tying bundles too heavy for them, men checking blades that are far too short. Some pray, others stare into the forest as if it might open at any moment. You're fleeing. He nods. We have no walls, no numbers, and he has bent all the other villages to his will. We are the last on his list. There is nothing we can do but run. Behind me, I feel my riders tense. Korvar clenches his fists. Lysar is already watching the tree line. Tavnar lifts his gaze to his eagle, circling silently overhead. I look again at the stone Valamir Way. with quiet respect. How many are you? Enough to resist for a few hours, too few to hold alone. I take a slow breath. We came to warn them of danger, but perhaps this time the danger is already here. And perhaps leaving is not the only option. I sweep my gaze over the discreetly agitated village, then turn back to the man as he finishes his flask in a single pull. Who are you? The village chief. Chief Hergyr swallows hard, his Adam's apple bobbing as he forces the words down. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. His eyes, sunken, red-rimmed from sleepless nights, lock onto mine. I'm Hergyr, he says, and we're not leaving, we're fleeing. His voice falters for a brief instant before he steadies it. We're not warriors, not like you. We're woodcutters, traders, families. These woods are all we've ever known. He gestures weakly around the clearing. And now everything is coming apart. Around him, the villagers shift uneasily. Fear clings to them like damp cloth. Some glance toward the tree line, half expecting shapes to emerge from the shadows. Others tighten their grip on sacks and bundles, as if holding harder might keep the world from taking anything else from them. Behind me, I feel my riders react without a word. Lysar's fingers drum softly against his bow, eyes already mapping angles and distances. Eldar's hand closes tighter around his sword hilt, knuckles pale. Korvar lets out a low growl, barely restrained. Tavnar's eagle gives a sharp cry overhead, disturbed by the tension below. Hergyr exhales, then looks back at me. We mean to leave before dawn, he says. South toward the steppe, it's our only chance. He hesitates, then adds quietly, almost ashamed. But the road beyond the forest, it's open ground, and we've heard what now rides out there. His gaze holds mine, heavy with fear and resolve. If we go alone, we may not make it far, he says. Can your riders escort us, at least until we're clear of the forest, until we're past the places where the Zarach hunt? The clearing falls silent. Dozens of villagers, dozens of lives, waiting on my answer. I turn to my friends Lysar, Eldar, Korvar, and Tavnar, my eyes narrowed in worry, before addressing Chief Hergyr again. We will escort you to our military camp on the Valamir Road. We need manpower, and our King Vedris wants people to return to live here as soon as possible for its reconstruction. But before we leave, we'll wait for that infamous priest, half Zarach, half Boldum, who is threatening your village. We'll get rid of him and his fanatics. Then we'll leave. Gather the villagers, Chief. Chief Hergyr's eyes widen, hope flickering like a candle flame in the dimness. You'd really do that? Fight him for us? The villagers exchange awestruck glances, whispering among themselves. Eldar steps forward, his voice firm. Kalar, we can't. He cuts himself off, aware of the chief's desperate stare. Korvar grumbles, we're not babysitters. We're scouts, not bodyguards. Tavnar, ever the wild card, grins mischievously. Oh, come on, Korvar. It'll be fun. Besides, we owe it to these people. Lysar's quiet, his brow furrowed. He seems to be calculating something, his gaze drifting toward the forest. Hergyr clears his throat, his words tumbling out in a rush. Thank you so much. We'll gather everyone, just be careful. You don't know what you're up against. He's different. He pauses, clearly torn between gratitude and trepidation. What's his name, anyway? You ask, sensing there's more to this mysterious half-blood. Chief Hergyr hesitates, his expression darkening. His name is Varir. They call him the Bloodson. Some say he's cursed. Others whisper he's blessed. He spits at the ground, clearly disgusted. Blessed or cursed, he's got an army of fanatics following him, and they're not afraid to die. Not like us. We're just villagers, farmers, woodcutters. Korvar snorts. So we're going up against a zealot with a personal crusade. Fantastic. Eldar shakes his head. We should gather intel. Find out exactly how many men he has, what kind of equipment they're using. And what his endgame is, Lysar finishes, his eyes darting toward the surrounding trees. Tavnar, ever restless, shifts his weight, clearly eager to act. "Come on, Kaller, let's get moving. We don't have much time." I turn to my friends, irritation clear in my voice. "We're not here just to figure out what happened to the timber that was supposed to reach the camp. We're also here to protect our people who are clearly in danger." What did you think? That we came all this way just to hunt for Valamir's magical fragments while Gaidrir waits comfortably back at the camp? No. Look around you. Look at what stands at the very center of this village. I gesture toward the stone model. That miniature replica of the Valamir way across the steppes. It's not decoration. It's memory. These people are the descendants of those who once lived there. This is their heritage, our heritage. We owe them respect, and we owe them help. They are of our blood. So if anyone here believes we're only fighting for our own glory, and not to protect those who need us, even when the task carries no prestige, then they're free to turn back now and return to our village. I won't stop them. Your words strike a chord, silencing any further objections. Eldar's gaze drops, shamefaced. Korvar glances away, his gruff demeanor momentarily softened. Lysar nods solemnly, his face set. Tavnar smirks, but it's a genuine, approving smirk. They know you're right. Chief Hergir watches you, his expression a mix of wonder and gratitude. He reaches out, placing a rough hand on your arm. "You're different, Kaller, not like the others, you care." The villagers begin to murmur, exchanging nods and whispers. Some wipe tears from their eyes. In this moment, you've earned their trust. "But about Varir," Hergir continues, his voice low, urgent. "He won't be easy to defeat. He's charismatic, persuasive, and he's got powers. Unnatural ones. Some say he can control the beasts of the wild, even the Altrackers." Behind you, the stone model of the Valamir way seems to loom larger, a symbol of the connection between your people and these villagers. The weight of history, of loyalty, settles upon your shoulders. I turn to Hergir and the other villagers who are increasingly gathering around us, looking incredulous. "He's just a priest, Hergir, not a magician. I don't know if he can control Altracker, but I know Altracker never venture into the forest. They don't like it. So gather all the villagers, dig a ditch around your village with makeshift barricades, and gather all those who can fight. We'll take care of the rest, don't worry. They're just fanatical villagers, nothing more." Hergir nods vigorously, relief washing over him. The villagers burst into a flurry of activity, rushing to obey. Children are ushered away, elderly folk are helped to safety, and able-bodied men and women start scrambling to prepare makeshift defenses. The air buzzes with renewed energy, a spark of hope ignited by your determination. A young woman, her dark hair tied back, approaches you. She speaks rapidly, her words tumbling out. "Kaller, sir, please listen. Varir, he's not just a priest. He's been preaching about some ancient prophecy, something about the Valamir way being a curse, a blight on the land. He says he's here to cleanse it, to restore balance. The villagers who followed him, they're not just fanatics. They're convinced." She bites her lip, clearly worried. And there's rumors, whispers, about strange markings on his skin, like the ones our ancestors used to ward off the dark creatures back when the way was first built. As I watched the villagers bustling about before me and my riders beginning to shelter the horses under the trees, I was taken aback by the woman's words. I listened to her with compassion and placed a hand on her shoulder before calmly replying, "Listen to me carefully. He's just a man, nothing more. The rumors about him don't matter to me. Nothing will stop our spears and swords, rest assured. Continue preparing the village. I'll stay here with my riders and will help you organize your defenses. They won't stand a chance against our combined forces." She nods, clearly wanting to believe you, and hurries off to join the others. The villagers' frenetic energy slowly coalesces into a semblance of organization, fueled by their renewed hope. Barricades begin to take shape, crude yet sturdy. Your riders spread out, lending a hand wherever possible. Tavnar helps the villagers gather suitable materials, his eagle watching from above. Eldar works alongside some of the older men, discussing tactics and strategies. Korvar growls orders, his rough exterior hiding a deep sense of responsibility. Lysar moves quietly, assessing the village's layout, identifying potential weak points. As the sun beats down, casting long shadows, the village becomes a fortress of sorts. The atmosphere remains tense, but there's a newfound sense of unity. They're fighting for their homes, their families, and their way of life. In the distance, a faint rumble grows louder. Hoofbeats, many hoofbeats. Eldar glances up, his grip tightening on his sword. Kalar, I think they're here. My head turns north, where the drum beats are echoing. Perfect. I didn't want to stay here too long. We'll be able to avenge the insult the Outracker inflicted on us this morning. Go prepare the cavalry. We'll hide east of the clearing, under the trees. Go tell the villagers who are going to fight to stay behind the barricades and not take any unnecessary risks. Your riders spring into action, their faces set. Eldar rushes off to rally the horses. Korvar bellows orders to the villagers, and Lysar sprints toward the barricades, calling out instructions. Tavnar's eagle cries out, swooping low before vanishing into the treetops. Chief Hergir rushes toward you, his face pale. May fortune smile upon you, Kalar. May it smile upon us all. The villagers hooray, preparing to defend their home, nod, their faces grim. Some clutch rusty swords, others hold makeshift shields. They're scared, but they're ready. The drum beats grow louder, more insistent. The air vibrates with an unsettling energy. From beyond the tree line, a figure emerges. A figure unlike any you've seen before. He stands atop a massive outracker, its scales glinting like polished obsidian. The creature's eyes burn with an unnatural fury, and it snarls, sensing the presence of strangers. Varir the Bloodson rides forth, his piercing gaze scanning the village. His skin bears strange, swirling tattoos, markings unlike anything you've witnessed. They seem to pulse, radiating an aura of dark power. I see that cursed priest appear on his outracker, which I wasn't expecting. I turn to my friends while all my other riders await my orders, hidden. Lysar, Tavnar, Korvar, and Eldar, at my signal, you will follow me. We'll deal with this priest and his hairy monster. If we kill him quickly, the others will flee faster than expected. We'll let the rest of our riders charge the enemy's flank as soon as they reach the defensive ditch and the barricades. Be ready. Your friends nod, their faces set like stone. They're ready to follow you into the fray. Behind you, the hidden riders wait, reins tight, muscles coiled. Varir, seemingly unaware of your plan, raises his arms, and the outracker beneath him snorts, its eyes flashing. The ground trembles slightly, and the villagers shrink back, frightened. Varir's voice booms across the clearing, echoing off the trees. Yugyur, you've welcomed outsiders into your midst, traitors. You've chosen them over your own kin, over the truth. He spurs his mount forward, the outracker padding closer, its claws clicking against the earth. The villagers tremble, clutching their makeshift weapons. It's clear Varir is building momentum, feeding off the fear. His followers, a ragtag bunch of zealots, emerge from the forest, their faces twisted with fervor. They're fewer than you expected, but still too many. Your signal, Kalar, what will you do?